Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, a dream for thousands. But in 2026, Everest is no longer just a dream. It's a system, a business, a high-risk industry. Hundreds of climbers, millions of dollars, and one fragile route that everyone depends on. But here's the truth most people never see. Before a single climber even touches the mountain, a small group of men risk their lives to make the climb possible. They are the Sherpas and the Icefall Doctors. While most climbers are still at home, the Icefall Doctors arrive at Everest Base Camp. They don't come to climb, they come to build. This year, a team of around 8 highly experienced specialists, led by Sherpas like Ang Sarki Sherpa, began their work under the management of the Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee. Their mission? To open the most dangerous section of the South Route, the Khumbu Icefall. The Khumbu Icefall is not just dangerous, it's alive. A constantly shifting glacier moving up to 1 meter per day. Huge ice towers, called seracs, can collapse without warning. Crevices open suddenly, sometimes hundreds of feet deep. And temperatures rising during the day make everything unstable. This is why climbers cross it before sunrise, because once the sun hits, the mountain starts to move. Now imagine this. There is no path, no trail, no markings, just chaos. The Icefall Doctors must find a safe line. They analyze the glacier, looking for the least dangerous path, not the easiest, the safest. Build ladder bridges. They place aluminum ladders across crevices, sometimes 2 to 3 ladders tied together, balancing over nothing but air. Fix ropes. They install hundreds of meters of fixed rope so climbers can clip in and not fall. Maintain daily. This is not a one-time job. The glacier moves every day, so the route must be repaired constantly. Every climber you see on Everest walks on a path built by these men. The 2026 Everest season is not just busy, it's shaping up to be one of the most pressured seasons in history, and that pressure creates danger. 1. The crowding effect. Everest has a physical limit. There is only one main route on the south side, one icefall, one Lhotse face, one summit ridge. But in 2026, hundreds of climbers are expected to use it. This creates traffic jams at extreme altitude, where oxygen levels are just 1/3 of sea level. When climbers stop moving, their bodies begin to shut down. Frostbite risk increases, oxygen runs low, decision-making becomes slower, and a simple delay can turn into a life-threatening situation. 2. Waiting in the death zone. Above 8,000 meters lies the death zone. Here, the human body cannot survive for long, but in crowded conditions, climbers may be forced to wait in line, sometimes for hours, and every minute spent there is a direct risk to life. 3. Weather windows are shorter. Due to changing climate patterns, stable summit windows are becoming shorter and less predictable. This means more climbers push for the same few days, more congestion, more risk-taking decisions. Everyone wants to summit at once. 4. Pressure on Icefall Doctors. With increased traffic, the route through the Khumbu Icefall must handle constant movement. Ladders wear out faster, ropes face more stress, fixes must be done quickly, often under dangerous conditions. In 2026, Everest is no longer just a mountain, it's a system under stress. And when systems overload, behind every Everest expedition, there is a team that does the hardest work, the Sherpas. Not just guides, not just porters, but the engine that keeps Everest moving. 1. Multiple icefall crossings. While most climbers cross the icefall a few times, Sherpas may cross it 10, 20, even 30 times in a single season. Each crossing is dangerous. Each crossing is a gamble. 2. Extreme load carrying. Sherpas carry loads that can reach 20 to 30 kilograms, sometimes even more, through ladders, crevasses, and vertical ice, at altitudes where breathing itself is difficult. 3. Building the high camps. Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4. These don't exist naturally. Sherpas carry tents, carry fuel, carry oxygen cylinders, and set everything up in extreme conditions. Without them, there would be no camps. 4. Summit support. On summit day, Sherpas fix final ropes, break trail through snow, manage oxygen systems, and help climbers who are exhausted. Many times, they sacrifice their own summit chances to save others. 5. Rescue operations. At extreme altitude, rescue is nearly impossible. But when something goes wrong, Sherpas still go up, into danger, to bring others down. They are not just part of the expedition, they are the expedition. Everest has another problem. Not just danger, but pollution. For decades, climbers left behind oxygen bottles, tents, food waste, even human waste, turning parts of Everest into a high-altitude garbage zone. The 8 kilograms rule. In 2026, climbers must bring back at least 8 kilograms of waste from higher camps. If they fail, they risk losing their deposit. Mandatory poo bags. One of the strictest rules, all human waste must be collected in special bags and carried back down, because at high altitude, nothing decomposes. The role of Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee. Monitors waste, manages Icefall Doctors, and enforces environmental rules. They are trying to protect Everest before it's too late. Sherpas carry the burden. Once again, the responsibility often falls on Sherpas. They carry waste down, just like they carry everything else. Cleaning Everest is not easy, but in 2026, it's no longer optional. One of the biggest discussions in 2026 is a new proposed rule. Climbers must first summit a 7,000-meter peak before attempting Everest. Why this rule exists? Because Everest is seeing more inexperienced climbers, poor decision-making, slower movement on the route. These climbers increase risk for everyone. How inexperience creates danger. Inexperienced climbers take longer to cross the icefall, struggle with oxygen systems, panic in extreme conditions, and on Everest, slow equals dangerous. The problem? Enforcement. In 2026, this rule is still unclear. Some teams follow it, others don't, which means the mountain is still open to those who may not be ready. And when climbers are unprepared, Sherpas take the risk. Everest is not just a mountain of dreams, it is also a mountain of loss. Over the years, many lives have been lost, and a large number of them were Sherpas. Why Sherpas face more risk? Because they go first into dangerous areas, carry heavy loads repeatedly, spend more time in risk zones. They face danger more often than anyone else. Icefall tragedies. The Khumbu Icefall has seen deadly avalanches, taking multiple lives in a single moment. These are not rare events, they are part of the reality. Silent sacrifice. Many Sherpas work without global recognition, risk everything for others, return home to families hoping to survive each season. Behind every summit photo, there is a story you don't see. Everest is changing faster than ever before. More commercialization. Climbing Everest is becoming more like an industry. Packages, logistics, paid expeditions. The mountain is turning into a business model. Climate change impact. Glaciers are melting. The Khumbu Icefall is becoming more unstable. Routes are changing every year. Increasing risk, more climbers, less stability, more pressure. The big question: can Everest handle this level of traffic, or are we pushing it too far? One thing is certain, no matter how Everest changes, it will always depend on the same people, the Sherpas and the Icefall Doctors. They don't climb for fame, but without them, no one reaches the top.